The pelvic floor is highly effective. The body is amazing at compensating. And so as our bodies recoil and we pull our pelvis back together postpartum, the body tightens to do that. In this video today, we're going to go through 4 exercises that you need to be able to execute with perfect form in order to safely return to running postpartum. Now, the deal is, could you go for a run at 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks? Of course you can. If someone was chasing you, you would run. The reality is our bodies and our core have not healed enough to be running that early on. I understand that our mental health might crave this so badly and might need this so badly. And I understand that you might just want to get your body back so desperately. And I did that too after my first kid and after my second. It took me 3 times to get it right. And unfortunately, I hurt myself in the process with a pelvic organ prolapse worsening, and I don't want that for you. So I want you to make sure that you get this right. Don't want you to get the postpartum ankle pain and foot pain that a lot of people get when they return to running too early, or that chronic SI joint pain that people get when they return to running too early after kids. And so here we go. 4 exercises that you need to execute with perfect form in order to return to running without any issues. Number 1, we want to make sure that you can do a single leg bridge. So here's a single leg bridge. You straighten one leg, you tighten your TA, and you do a single leg bridge. Really feeling your glute, pushing through the entirety of your foot, going up and down. You want to be able to do 20 on each leg with good form. Now, if you're going up and your spine is twisting like this, or you're twisting like this, that is not good form. And so you want to make sure that your pelvis is level, you're engaging your lower abs, and you can really get yourself up there and engage that hip. The next exercise, we want to make sure that you can do a single leg calf raise. Without touching anything, can you go up and down 20 times, all the way up on your tiptoes, lower down slow, up on your tiptoes, lower down slow? Can you do that 20 times on each leg without falling over? Then your calves are strong enough for you to return to running. And if you are dropping into your hip and then doing the calf raise, you want to make sure that you're keeping your tummy tight and you're not dropping into the hip. That's also going to tell us that your hip isn't strong enough to hold you, or your core isn't strong enough to hold you to be able to perform the calf raise. So make sure that your hip is here and not here. Here, not here. Can you do 20 single leg sit to stand in a row postpartum? 1, 2. You'll notice that my hips are level. I'm not going like this or like this when I come up. If I was weak in my hip, I might have to do this, like that, or like twist down like that, okay? You want to be able to do on one leg, up and down, up, controlled, and down. And you want to be able to hit that on both sides 20 times without rest. Last but not least, you want to be able to do 20 side leg raises in order to return to running. And now you want to feel this in the back side of the hip. You don't want to feel this in the front. So if you're rolling here and being able to bust out 20 here, that's not effective. We need your hips forward, we need your core tight, and we need your leg to go up and down. Now, if your hips are still tight from pregnancy and you're not able to get that extension, then it's going to be harder to get that leg behind your body. And therefore, when you're running, it's going to be harder for your glutes to fire and protect you. So make sure that when you're testing this muscle, you want to actually get the leg a little bit behind your body to go up and down, to really feel it on the back side of the butt and not on the front side of the hip. Now, here's a little bonus thing. As you return to running postpartum, you're going to need to make sure that you get hip extension. This means that your leg comes behind your body, and that means that your glutes are going to work to help your body stabilize as your foot hits the ground and absorb the shocks so that your joints don't absorb the shocks. Another bonus tip is that you absolutely need to have pelvic floor motion. So if you're just doing a ton of Kegels, the body does Kegels naturally. So really, we want to work on lengthening the pelvic floor, allowing those muscles to open and relax so that when you go for your run, you get some of the shock absorption of the foot hitting the ground, A lot of times postpartum, our pelvic floor is so cemented and actually very tight, even though you maybe just pushed a baby out or maybe you had a belly birth. The deal is the pelvic floor is highly effective. The body is amazing at compensating. And so as our bodies recoil and we pull our pelvis back together postpartum, the body tightens to do that. Well, that means that a lot of times we lose the range of motion of our pelvic floor. So make sure you work with a pelvic expert who can help you get that pelvic floor range of motion back and help you safely return to running. I'm Dr. Allison Fell. I own Body Motion Physical Therapy located in Edmonds and Poulsbo, Washington. And we do this every single day, help people return back to running postpartum or whatever fitness that they were doing. People fly from across the world to come here for a week of intensive therapy with their babies. And it is so much fun to be able to transform their postpartum bodies back to feeling energetic, strong, and like they can conquer the world and go run a marathon. Take care.